Hey guys, what's going on? This is Brad from the Ed Army, and today I want to talk to you about the fact that Digimon and Medabots could easily cross over at any time, and it could be a revival of the series as well as an expansion on the existing one. But before I get into it, leave a like, comment, and follow us on Instagram. And we also have Rumble, but don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and turn on that notification bell. It's free and it helps me out by letting me know that you guys are checking in on the channel. So without further ado, let me get into it and why this is important. So if you guys don't know, if you're, maybe just not a Digimon fan or maybe just wondering about old anime, Digimon and Medabots were actually a series that never had any interaction with each other for a while until there was an April Fool's scenario where they made a joking Digimon, and in response, there was also Medabots made in the form of certain Digimon. So these are, for the Digimon, it would be Omedamon, being basically a DNA digivolving or like an Omnimon variant of like Rakusho and Medabi for those who know Medabots. And then for Medabots, they made Grey Wars. I think it's Metal Garu or Metal Guru Storm, which is like War Greymon and Metal Garurumon in Medabot forms. And then we also have man, why can't I remember its name? But basically the Omnimon variant Medabot, which exists. And the reason I want to talk about that is Medabots and Digimon, although not necessarily being connected at all in terms of their actual, existence, are actually very similar. And if they ever decided to actually put them together, they could actually be a Digimon universe. Now, essentially where I'm driving this from is like the Digimon universe Applemon. That is something that I always think was really cool. And I think Applemon themselves could easily return to the Digimon series because they're actually, if you watch the series, they're actually not really too related to Digimon in the same sense, but like they are kind of like Digimon, but they're not the same. Like they're very similar. It's almost like having sister relatives and species of animals, kind of like how some are similar but they're not the same. It's kind of like if you see polar bears and black bears, they're both bears, but like they kind of fit different purposes, is the best way to put it. My point here is with Digimon, believe it or not, and Medabots, they actually have a lot of similarities, and a lot more similarities could be focused on if they so choose to do it. Now, my first thing for this would obviously be a tie-in anime and an explanation as to like the different digital worlds and the digital universes that exist. And I'd really like it because it would expand more on Digimon's entire universe or the digital worlds universe and give it more depth because to me, at least, the Medabots world is an easy to explain situation for the digital world, where it's just Digimon aren't able, or digital life forms aren't able to integrate into the human society the same way as they do in like Digimon's universe, where they can just literally kind of like plop out because they're Digimons, like they have solid forms. There could easily just be some explanation that Data has a life of its own, and then in order for it to come to the digital world, or in terms of, into the human world from the digital world, they need to be put into the metals, which give the Medabots, basically their personalities, their identity, their traits, all that stuff. So it'd be really easy to fix that into like the Digimon strata and explain the situation. Now, for one thing I like is that the existence of Omedamon, we could kind of have like, I would think like a really cool anime of like just some kid who probably has Medabi and Rakusho as like his Medabots in the real world, going into the digital world and retracing the ancestry of his Medabots, which would be really insane. Like it would just be the Medabot world exploring what the digital world is and kind of how it works. And then you could find that like maybe Medabots at their core were like related to Digimon, like their spirits and Data. And then in order for them to transist further in when they enter the digital world, they can actually turn into Digimon and DNA digivolve. And then that's how you get Omedamon, all that, all that stuff and all that jazz. But the point is, it would really be easy to do. And I don't think that Bandai is exploiting that as a good idea yet, even though I think it would be absolutely amazing. There's still lots of people who remember Medabots, but they haven't had like a modern take on it because it's mostly been a Japan thing instead of an American thing, or like a rest of the world. And then for Digimon's still missing something because it was in a good position to take over a lot of the competitors it had before, but it's staggered because of just certain things going on where the anime is not good enough. It's trying to push into other medias and it's doing its best, but we can get it there with some more stuff. However, guys, this is where the 5-minute ends for this 5-minute theory as well as this 5-minute video. And I'm just going to try to end it here quick because this is how this is going to work. But yeah, this is Brad from the Ad Army signing off. And for all of you out there to sign on.